My name's Juan Patarroyo. I'm the head coach and co-founder of Athlete Lab. So what inspired me to start Athlete Lab? I grew up playing. I grew up really passionate for the sport and always pursuing the sport at the highest level. And the inspiration of going from player to coach happens when, you start to feel it's obviously not enough to just be a good player, to play professionally. And so you start to think about how can you stay within the sport. I'm Colombian, Latin culture and South American culture is very technical. And I grew up playing in the backyard with my dad, with my brother, always training. I think I do that now and just in a more structured system for players that didn't really have that upbringing, right? And lack just time on the ball. The inspiration was to try to give back something that I had growing up and maybe even elevate that experience.
My name is Santi Patarroyo. I am the lead trainer and co-owner of Athlete Lab. Juan approached me asking if I was interested in helping him in more of a part-time. That happened to be during COVID times, and so when my university kind of shifted to online, I was able to give more full-time attention to this, and that's when I really kind of fell in love with it. Looking back, I can't really see myself doing anything different to this kind of setting. We're people that are obsessed with the game. And so I would say that it's an attention to detail and almost like a hyperfixation on what's the most efficient way to get things done in a soccer lens, whether it's make a pass, whether it's beat a player 1v1, score goals, put a tackle in, right? How can we help our players do their job relevant to the position that they're playing?
The club structure is designed in a way that it has to try to accommodate for the community, and that the missing piece is the details, it's the time invested individually, right? And so the club is responsible for producing the general.
There's difficulties for coaches in team environments to address, let's say, the smaller issues on a technical and physical level that we can in a one-on-one, personalized, or even small group environment. So that's a big missing piece from the landscape in youth soccer in this country.
And I think we try to shed light that it's beyond the skills, right? It's a full human approach, right? You rarely find anyone who's a professional at anything who's just skillful at their craft, right? Whether it's art or sport or science, it's people that go beyond the baseline, right? And so we try to create that experience here, something that makes the player go outside of just the actual fact of what they're doing and start to think about, can you really understand, what it takes to be at a high level, and then that mentality should then dictate how you approach things, right? And I think in here we are lucky enough now to get young players that are very skillful. And the challenge is now, can we develop the mindset and the brain that goes along with a professional player?
Yeah, was there a particular moment when you joined Juan where you realized Athlete Lab could become something bigger than it already was when you started it?
I would say, yeah, there's definitely when we got our first opportunity to work with a pro client, to think that someone at the highest level is willing to trust us with their off season and just their training in general. That's when I realized, okay, maybe we're doing an even better job than we thought of improving players, and definitely been blessed to work with some truly high level players.
Yeah, I think being a good coach is just having a relationship where you tap into the emotional side of that relationship. What makes that player excited? What are the fears of that player? Because at the end of the day, it's a full body approach, a full body mind approach. It's very unrealistic to think that development is just skills, right? It's just physical strength. It's realizing if you don't know the person you're working with on an individual level, then chances are you're just creating a one-size-fits-all approach.
There's a tremendous satisfaction seeing someone start off at a state or at a level that was much lower than where they're currently at. And so it's just a very rewarding feeling knowing that even if it was to a small extent, sometimes it can be to a larger extent, we had some sort of an impact and a contribution in a player's journey through their soccer years. So definitely it would be the satisfaction you get from seeing the development of a player.
What we really hope that a player graduates with is just the true gratitude that we were a part of their upbringing, of their success, that player is able to say, without these people, I don't think I would have gotten to that level.
Without the hunger, without the drive, we wouldn't exist. We're very good at what we do, at planning sessions, at pinpointing limitations in players' skill set, but none of that would matter if the clients that we work with were lazy, not driven.
Athlete Lab exists to facilitate the individual development of Canadian soccer players, and our mission is to facilitate that experience to as many young footballers as possible.